Welcome to Whiskey and Whitetails, the podcast where bourbon barrels meet tree stands, and apparently where we've accidentally kickstarted a full-blown religion in a parallel universe. I don't know how it happened either, but somewhere out there, folks are raising glasses and building altars to our questionable life choices. Their holy scriptures, the 10 commandments of Whiskey and Whitetails. Number 1, thou shalt double barrel taste thy bourbon. And number 10, thou shalt never cut deer season short, ever. Honestly, it's kind of flattering, but also kind of terrifying. Anyway, you're here for good whiskey, hunting stories, and maybe a laugh or two, not an existential crisis. So grab a glass, pull up a chair by the fire, and let's get into it. This is Whiskey and Whitetails, where the bourbon's always neat, the deer season never ends, and apparently we're prophets now. But before we get into the podcast, we do have a good one for you this week, but we want to thank some folks first.
That was amazing. I'm always happy when you come up with some crazy shit to say there right off the bat. Love it. Thank you. I just wanted to say thanks to our Patreon members. Thank you for another awesome year. We haven't lost a member since January. So if you're in the free tier and you don't hear much from us, you're like, why did I join the free tier? So I want to let you know that all the fun is on Discord. You can get it on Discord for as low as $3 a month. If you want to do $5 a month, which would help us out, that is $60 a year. $60. That's nothing. So $5 a month, but $20 a month gets your name in front of our credits, and you can have a say in the direction of the company and help with creating content, plus some other random surprises that whenever we find something that's cool and we want to do it, we do it. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody on Patreon that's been supporting us this long. Y'all are amazing. It's real G's. And then again, those of you in the free tier, there's nothing in the free tier. You're just subscribe to Patreon. Every once in a while we'll post something. But if you want to be involved, you got to get in the Discord. Again, $3 a month. It's literally nothing. Or $5 a month. Cheap. And then we got other people to thank. You're better at that than I am because that's your job.
My job. Well, other than our awesome Patreon members, we also always want to thank Waypoint Network for having us. And then, of course, you, the listener, or the viewer, whichever you are, if you're both maybe, for listening, supporting, commenting, sharing, all the things that you do to support us. We greatly appreciate all of it. Do we have any other? We're going to thank VPA Archery. VPA Vantage Point Archery.
Every time.
What's that?
I said every time. If you, that's a non-paid sponsor. We just truly believe in them. They believe in us. We love them. It's just
wearing the hat.
Yep, he's wearing the hat. I'm wearing our hat. But
yep, it's just a nod to the fact that they're a part of my life every day, whether I'm in the field or just walking around the house. Good folks, good products, best broadheads on the market. I'll stand by them till the day I die. And American made right here. The quality and the craftsmanship that goes into creating the broadheads is like no other. So, if you think, oh, well, I like this brand and they make theirs.
I got these muzzies over here.
I got these or that too.
At Walmart.
The
grow up.
There's a really good chance that VPA might make your favorite broadhead under a white label program. So we know some of those, we don't talk about them, but the point is they make damn good broadheads and the industry knows it. So go check them out.
Big facts. Yeah, if you bow hunt and you're not shooting VPA, you're literally cheating yourself. I think everybody's at this point past the mechanical thing, especially if you're elk hunting. It's guides will a lot of times turn you away. They have single bevel, double bevel. They got 3 blade. They got everything you want. They got it. And as far as quality goes, so if you don't see your particular style on their website, you're shooting a shitty style. That's a personal choices. You just might as well buy a crossbow at this point.
Oh my goodness!
Shots fired, and we get a lot of hate for that, but I stand by it. Again, not a paid sponsor, so they can't be mad. I just said that.
We love you guys.
Yeah,
I think that's it. That's all we got, right?
Yeah, good episode. Cool. We talked about a lot of stuff, so it's fun. We even got into a JFK conspiracy theory that I have, and it's an interesting one. I'm not saying I believe it, but I find it fascinating.
It is fascinating. I'll give you that.
Yeah, lots of good stuff.
Cool.
That's all I got.
All right, man. See you guys later.
Enjoy the episode. And we're here. I need you to grab a bottle of something and pour you a little sip.
Oh, yep. Hang on.
Or a big sip. I'm going to do a big sip. But just heads up, it's going down the hatch. Then you can...
I don't know where the hell this thing has been.
It's okay. It'll come out. Alcohol will kill it.
That's true. Some water.
Some agua.
Yep.
Just clean it out and then drink it.
Should. I don't have anything else to pour it in.
Was it old?
I don't know where it came from, to be honest with you. I don't remember if this was if it's something I drank out of a while back and set it back up there for something.
Probably did.
I probably did.
Just dump it on the floor. It's not your house. Fuck it.
Well, that is fucking true. Yeah,
It's just
whatever.
water.
Yeah, fuck it.
Oh, you drank it?
Yep.
That's funny.
Just
You're scared to drink it with whiskey in it, but you drank it with water in it.
Yeah, well, I was protecting the whiskey.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay,
It's good because that's a good whiskey you're pouring.
It is indeed.
For those that missed out on that, it sold out.
Battlefield barrel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What are we doing this for?
So I was going to raise a glass to you, man, since you just had a birthday yesterday.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes.
Big number. And I wanted to say that you're the best dad I've ever met.
Oh, man, that means more to me than you know.
I know. And you're the best friend I've ever had. And
likewise.
Third award, you're the worst texter I've ever met. So
I am fucking so bad at answering. God damn it, I'm so bad at that. I know for sure, dude.
People are like, I asked Gus, but I don't hear anything back. I'm like, you won't.
Dude, I don't. Look, for those of you who that applies to, I answer you in my head. In fact, I play out the remaining entire possible conversation in my head, but I also get sidetracked in the process and forget to type it out. It isn't personal, I promise. I just, and then before I know it, like I'll text Matt, like, dude, I've already replied to these like 4 times in my head, but here it is. And I'll just dump a response that's like for the past 5 things he sent me.
And then I have to respond to them all. And then you're like, not reading that. So just so everyone knows, for those that have reached out, that have said that, it's not you, it's him.
It's me.
But yeah, down the hatch, bro.
Thanks, man.
Uh-oh.
Froze.
He's gone. Oh, no, he's back. All right.
You froze on my end. Did I freeze on your end?
I'm gonna pour one to hang out with. Yeah, but you're back now. So we just missed you taking a shot. That was all.
Oh, I definitely took it.
No, that's cool. Yeah, and then the Whitetail Distraction boys hit you up and wished you a happy birthday, cool. And then I had to ruin it and say that you're actually 40.
Right.
For those that don't think about it, when you're born, you're 0, and then when you are alive for 12 months, they call you 1. So Gus turned 39, which means he's completed 39 years of life. Right. He's starting his 40th
year.
So he's turning 40. He's turned 40, and he didn't think about that until I told him.
It's okay.
That's what I'm here to do. Have you?
Honestly. Yeah. It's a number, you know.
I always thought 40 would be like old, dude. Like, I'm like, fuck.
That's what I've been thinking about.
Knocking on heaven's door.
That's what I've been thinking about. Is like I've been thinking a lot about the way I looked at adults at my kids' age, especially because I have a contrast between Gavin, who's 18, and then I have the other 2, the 7 and 9. So the way I looked at my dad was vastly different at those ages, as I'm sure it is for everybody. But I remember for a long time, like when my parents would have been in their 30s, thinking, "You're old."
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no old people, man. But now I'm like, Leah was like, "Do you feel old?" I'm like, "No, I don't feel old at all." Now, my body will remind me from time to time that I am indeed getting older, but I don't feel that way at all.
I think it's only doing that because you've been carrying kids around for the past 15 years or however long it's been. 19 years, 18 years,
18.
Yeah. Like for me, I don't carry stuff around on a daily basis unless I'm at the gym, but that's like an hour of my day. Yeah. It's good times though. I don't think when we were hanging out as kids, we ever thought we'd be sitting here on a podcast at, approaching 40.
No.
You don't even think that far ahead.
Not even a little bit. Yeah, I think about that a lot too, man. And it's something I try to protect with my kids, is that innocence as much as I can for as long as I can. Because man, it goes so quick now with the access they have to like social media and the news and things. That innocence is just gone so much earlier. And it's a shame. But something I try hard to make sure that we do everything we can within reason to protect our kids from some of that kind of stuff without sheltering them so much that when they're exposed to something, they're completely dumbfounded by it.
Right. But you also don't want to teach them too young at the same
No,
time.
not at all.
Yeah. It's like I kind of I think about, it's like the hobbies I've had over the years, and it's like every hobby I have now, I'm like, I know this is just I'll be out of this soon. But because it's like growing up, when you have a hobby, it like identifies you. Like I was a car guy. That's just who I was.
Yeah.
I was going to car shows all the time. I dated a girl in the car scene, ended up marrying her. All my friends were in the car scene. It's just what I did. Even when you came to hang out, we'd usually go to a car show or something.
Yeah.
But now it's like I'm making mead, and it's a little bit longer process because it takes 2 weeks to a month and a half or so to ferment. And then it's called racking. You rack it in another container to get it away from all the yeast. And then it clarifies up some. And then once like the fermentation is definitely gone, you can bottle it. And I'm like, I'm sitting on a project that's going to take months.
Right.
And I've got 3 going right now. So if I got 3 gallons cooking, and I sit there sometimes and you can just hear the airlock bubble.
Yeah.
It sounds like a dripping faucet. And my wife's always like, what? She's like, it's going to take me forever to get used to this. Because it sounds like the faucet's dripping.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll just go in there and sit at the kitchen counter and just stare
and
at
watch
it.
your mead.
Yeah, just watch the bubbles come up. Crazy that it'll bubble for that long. I mean, I've got one that's a week and a half in and it's still bubbling.
Yeah. That's cool.
Burn that mead.
Yeah, for sure. There's lots of it there to a lot of glucose to convert. So
and I was worried about it because of that. Like I never wanted to get into mead because I'm like, it's just straight sugar.
Yeah, I never really thought of it that way, but but
it's not true because if what we learned in whiskey distillation is the yeast eats the sugar and turns it into alcohol. So there is no sugar in it.
Right.
Now a lot of meads will back sweeten. So like they'll fermentation's done, then they will add honey to it again to make it taste sweeter.
Yeah.
I don't intend on doing that. My mead's gonna be pretty dry.
Yeah.
And also the different types of honey. Like I got a pumpkin honey.
You gotta drink it from that Viking cup I got you, that horn.
I'm going to.
That's awesome.
And dude, it's funny you brought that up. I was just having a conversation with Andy the other day. I was like, what's funny is being in like the mead Reddit page and like these forums and stuff is I didn't realize this, but all the people that are into mead are all like Renaissance fair people.
Yeah.
And they're like, I shall drink my mead tonight out of my horn cup with my shield maiden. And you're like, dude, just fucking chill out. But also I'm like, I'm kind of happy for them. They found their place outside of a Ren festival. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a picture the other day and it was a Renaissance festival and it was a great costume idea, but it's some people dressed up as like the old Star Trek, like the old TV show, like in those uniforms, and they were walking around the Renaissance fair acting like they were lost, like they had just got into a strange new world. And it was fucking great.
Hilarious.
It was a great costume idea.
That's super funny. Whoever came up with that, I'd be friends with.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Went to the one in Maryland. Did I ever take you to that one? Hammered.
I've never been to one.
Dude, they're fun because I learned this. I didn't know this until recently, but it's like people get tore the fuck up at Renaissance festivals. But I realized, I've
heard crazy stories.
Well, it's just everybody's drunk as shit. I mean, if you think a concert's bad, I mean, these people are wrecked. And it's like, that's all these nerds that don't know how to drink. That's not the case. Because I went and bought mead and I was like, I'm going to test this theory. So, because I had this theory that mead just fucks you up. So I went and bought 3 bottles of mead. One was 5%, which is nothing.
Sure.
And one was 8%. I drank all 3. And then I'm like, I mean, I guess I kind of feel something. And I'm sitting on the couch and I'm talking shit to somebody, just like theories and stuff that I have. It's people like old friends hit me up.
Sure.
And I'm like, I got to pee. And I stand up and fall.
No shit.
Shit faced. I was trashed. And after I just told Andy, like, I'm not getting drunk tonight. I'm just going to have. And so I Google it and I'm like, mead fuck you up so much. And the first result was a Reddit page. It was like, does mead hit hard or is it just me? And then the first comment said, it's because you're drinking the beverage of the gods and you're just a mere mortal.
Oh, fuck. That's great. Oh, what a great response.
Yeah. Loved it. But if you've never been mead drunk, highly recommend. I don't know. It's got to be something about like our genetic makeup. And that's likely the first thing we ever drank that was alcohol was mead because it's just honey and water and it ferments and then you drink and you're drunk.
Yeah. That shit probably happened by accident all the time.
Exactly. They were trying to make sweet water, and then next thing
Yeah.
I know, they forgot about it for a month, and they were like, "I wonder if this is still good." And they're like, "Tastes fine." And then they were shit faced, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, let's make more of that." That's my end of the world plan, dude. I'm gonna have a ton of mead,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get a still, make white lightning, and then I'll be able to trade alcohol for whatever I want. Chicken feed, whatever. This cat over here is losing his mind. Anyway,
I had to chase a cat in my garage today.
out of
I don't have a cat, so yeah.
you should have shoved it in. It was it from the previous owner, the previous
Probably
renter.
was coming back looking for some leftovers or something.
It is
I
the
don't know.
holidays, looking for his family for Christmas.
Maybe so.
I should call her. That's what.
He came back. He's like, man, just checking to see if you was around, baby girl. What's up? Yeah. Just some neighborhood cat. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them. But Jessica will crack she cracks the garage door for the exhaust. She has an exhaust fan and a tube that pulls the exhaust out of the laser engraver when she's running it. And so she'll crack the garage so she can stick that under. And she had some stuff running this morning and she left it open. So I just went out there to pull some meat out to thaw. And there's a cat sitting on top of my workbench. Get out of here.
What color was it? Was it a ginger cat?
No, it was all gray, like a light gray, fluffy.
Fuck those cats.
I don't know. They just look like a cat, and they all look like assholes to me.
I have an orange cat,
and I was like, "Man, fuck you."
I just wanted some milk. Probably not whipped cream though. I found out cats really like whipped cream. It's like whipped cream is like peanut butter to dogs.
Yeah. Have you seen those videos where like you make a noise or a rapper noise, and then like the camera pans up quickly, and suddenly there's a dog or an animal there, like out of nowhere?
The cheese.
Layla is like that with whipped cream. Really? She knows the sound of the lid coming off, and if she doesn't catch that, the release of the gas, that like you can hear her nails like trying to get around the house fast enough.
I always knew she was my girl. Like I got the black cat Beats. I got him now, but I can if I open the fridge door, the left fridge door, because that's where it is, he'll come in the kitchen. And I'll look at, but if he doesn't, like if he's sound asleep, I can same thing. I'll take he can hear the can hitting the thing as I pull it out.
Yeah.
He doesn't run. He's very slow. He's got tiny little legs, but he comes in there as fast as he can with his little pouch flapping side to side. I'm like, Beats, you want some whipped cream? And he'll go, and he's got a little plate next to the trash can. What have I become? It doesn't bother me. I love it.
It's toxoplasmosis.
I love it. It could be. I think I was born with that, but
it's possible.
It's possible that I definitely at least have it now. Well, I don't know. I've gotten pretty, I've sold both motorcycles, so yeah. Maybe I
think you just have ADHD.
I do have that. And I don't have it like people use it today where they're like, it's just my ADD, and I don't have that. I have there's something wrong, and I try to fight it, but it just it's here, there, and everywhere.
Now they hand that diagnosis out to everybody. I told you the discussion
they're all fakers, dude. It's just people trying to get meth, which I get. It's a great drug.
Yeah.
I wish it did to me what it does to everyone else.
I can't remember.
I'm not storming Germany, is my point. France. They gave me meat in France to storm France. I just fall asleep in the tank.
No shit. I'm good, guys. I'll catch up later. I'm taking a nap. Sleep is a weapon. Sleep is a weapon. Good night. Damn it. What was I gonna say? You got me off track.
We're talking about ADD, and they just hand it out to everybody.
Oh, ADD. Yeah. I was talking to you or someone else about the doctor who was explaining his belief that what is being diagnosed today as ADHD are actually behaviors from people who are exhibiting the remnant behaviors that would have benefited us as hunter-gatherers. So like
I know the theory, you weren't talking to me about it.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that was fascinating. The idea that like, if you were hunting, if we were a hunting party, like we wouldn't want to be comfortable just sitting around. We would need to be moving constantly. What's going on around me? I got to be moving forward. I have to get food. I have to feed people. Like I got to go. I got to do things. I need to be stimulated. I need to have something to do, not sit for hours sitting still. I have to sit still. Can't do stuff. That I find that fascinating, and it makes me really, because I already had bad ideas and thoughts about ADHD medication for young kids.
Yeah,
I think it's overprescribed, and I watched it change someone close to
I
me
agree.
and make them a completely different person, to the extent that his parent decided to take him off the medicine because he was that much different of a person on
Yep.
the amount that he was prescribed. And you know what? It was a rough couple of years, but he learned how to control it and how to regulate himself. And he's doing great in school and he does fine. Um, but man, we have kids in scouts that we have to go camping. We have to administer their medicine, dude, and they're taking amphetamine levels that would give a grown man chest pains.
Yep.
And these are like 90-pound kids. And I'm like, man, this is a lot.
Yep. It's like what I had to come to realize is I don't need it every day. And so I was like, well, do I have to take it every day? And it's like, no, you don't. So I keep my dose relatively low for that reason. I mean,
Mhm.
I used to be on so much fucking meth that when I would drive home, remember I had that red Jetta.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I mean, it was a 93, so it was old. So you can hear more outside. But I used to be on so much fucking meth that I remember driving home from the army and I could hear the water from the road splashing up into the wheel wells and dripping out because I was just so in tune to everything. I had never
Holy
experienced
shit.
that before where it was like annoying. Like it was driving me
Yeah.
crazy. I had to like turn the music on and keep it loud.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so I was like, I got to bring this dose down because I was just twitching all the time. I was smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. And
Jesus.
they were just overprescribing me, is what they were doing. But
Yeah.
now,
For sure.
20s time release. And if I have a big day at work or a lot of meetings, or I know I got to be paying attention and I can't be, clicking out all the time
Yeah.
because I just get so distracted. I'll take one of those and I'll drink a cup of coffee and I'll put a Zen in, shut it the fuck down, dude. I'll conquer the world in 2 hours.
Right.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
if I don't have a huge day at work, I don't take it. I don't take it during the weekends. I don't take it. Sometimes I'll use it if we're going out drinking. I'll take some,
Sure.
but I don't really even do that anymore. I've become kind of boring.
Dude,
Which is
I'm telling you, man, boring is overrated. Underrated, sorry. Boring is underrated. Um, we were talking about being old and not feeling old, but I do like to act old, man. I like to be home
yeah.
8 or 9. Now I'll go out. I'll go out late. I'll hang out late once in a blue moon, but you're not going to
We,
catch me out. It's, every night of the week. That ship sailed a long fucking time ago.
did you pay attention to what time we went to bed Saturday?
Yeah, and like how late that was. It felt so late, right? See, we were still in bed
You,
before midnight.
you were blacked out on the couch. Just not, I don't mean blackout like we drank too much. We did drink a good amount. We had a good time. And I remember we put comedy on, like we watched a
Mhm.
comedy special and I'm just over here giggling, and I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
fucking tired, but I'm hanging out with Gus and I look over and you're just out.
Yeah.
And I look
Yeah.
down and it was like 10:30.
Dude, it was not late at all. But I think I woke up and like I woke up and was like, "Oh shit, I fell asleep." And I don't think I even looked all the way over because I thought I thought you were awake, but you had dozed off for a minute, and so then I thought you were awake, but
Well,
you
I looked
weren't.
at sleep and I was like, well, I'm not going to fight it. Then I'm not going to be the one that stays up till 2 a.m. and then
Yeah, hell no, I
regrets it in
wouldn't
the
either.
morning. So I was like, I had that blow up mattress and everything, but I just snuggled up on the couch by myself in the corner and went to sleep.
Yeah.
I was actually a good sleep too. That was a great night. We'll get into that. Y'all are going to like that story. But yeah, I think ADD medication is overprescribed. I think it's overdiagnosed, and I think most kids just need to get their ass whooped. I don't think it's. I think the discipline issue gets leaked into the ADHD thing. The only person I know that has it worse than me is Chris Hatties.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know anyone that's worse than me other than him, and he's on every fucking
Yeah.
drug you can get to calm him down. Otherwise,
Right.
he'd just be all over the place.
Yeah, and I
And
think for
I
most
empathize.
kids, if they just need to be engaged. Like they
Yeah.
can't and like just sitting on your ass looking at a textbook and a whiteboard all day is just not going to cut it for
No,
some kids.
they got to be out in the wild doing shit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to homeschooling. We're
Yeah.
gonna do that.
Well, speaking of that, huge step in my life. I just sent over right before we started this podcast. I sent over my cash to close, and
Nice,
tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I will own 50 acres in Kentucky. I'm,
dude. How does that feel?
for weeks I've been nervous and like,
Yeah.
I I don't know if this is the right, just all the doubts.
Of
But
course, it's
now
scary.
I think for the first time in my life, I think I'm proud of myself. Like, honestly, I really think like the military service, I didn't do that for the country. I literally did it to get out of a bad situation. And I ended up in some cool situations and bad situations. And it was just life coming at me. I didn't think too much about it. And then
Yeah.
I got out and I hated all veterans I met. And I was like, don't gonna talk about that ever again. Um, but progression through work and promotions and raises and achieving buying the diesel truck I've always wanted, owning my own house, like
Yeah.
all of that has just been like, well, these are just lockstep things you do in life. And I've never really given it much thought. But I think I'm actually, for once, finally, and I'm not ashamed to say it, proud of myself for
Oh, dude, you should be.
for doing this. It's a big
Oh,
step for me.
yeah. Well, I'm proud of you, man. That's
I'm happy.
fucking awesome. I'm excited for you.
It's only over 20 grand to close, and it's only $800 a month until I decide to build, and then it'll be a mortgage. But luckily, I got in before the housing market went crazy, so I got a good amount of equity in the house. That's the only reason we're able to do this.
Yeah.
So if the economy tanks and my house drops down to what I paid for it, I don't know what's going to happen to me.
That's what bankruptcy's for.
Yeah, I'll have to sell you the land and declare bankruptcy and then buy it back.
You could
7 years.
probably, in that situation, you could probably offload the house and keep the land.
Yeah. Well, I can't live on the land yet.
Right. So you'd have to like rent or some shit
Yeah.
while you built, or throw a trailer and RV on there while you guys build.
We talked today, and it appears as though all of my worries will be resolved in the next quarter. So I'm not gonna say January or February. I'm gonna say the next quarter. You and I
Right.
both will be in a whole different world.
Different situation.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to it. So I wanted to get into something I found fascinating. I don't know if I believe
before we move past
yeah,
it,
yeah.
I wanted to toast your closing on
No.
that property, man.
Thank you,
We've been
man.
talking about this we've been talking about this just low key between our families about moving there for almost 3 years. So
Since September 2020, I think.
yeah. So
Yeah.
cheers to that, man.
Cheers, dude. I'm glad that the day has come.
So I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
No, that was a good interruption. I'm not sure I believe this. I just find it interesting. And so in order to do it, I'm going to present it the best way I can think to present it. So I'm going to just share an entire screen and we're just going to go through it. I just find it fascinating. Oh, I'll tell you where it started. So where it started was the Joe Rogan podcast with Trump. And he was like,
Okay.
what are you going to do with the JFK stuff? And he was like, I can't release it because I didn't really read a lot of it, but I realized that it could affect people that we don't want to affect. And, there's just this stuff that I just don't think it's good to let it go. He was like, but, I don't know what's in it, but I'm going to release it when I get in. I don't remember where I cut off. I talk about Trump.
Yeah, you had just talked about how he said he was going to release it when he didn't know what was in it, but he was going to release it when he got in office.
Right. So he's going to release it when he got office. And then I just kept thinking, like, what could possibly be in there? Because if it's people that conspired against the president to kill him, why would you not release that? So then I thought, well, maybe that's not it. Maybe it's something to do with like somebody close to him. Maybe it's like I don't know. And so I was like, I'm going to look more into this. So I started looking at different theories, and I found one that I've never thought about. Uh-oh. Got my cable wrapped up here. Jesus, what a mess. All right. Anyway, so I started researching theories other than the government did it.
Yeah.
And I found one that I really like. So I'm gonna share it. So I'm gonna share the whole screen. So do you know what a squib is?
A squib, yeah.
So for those that
Like
don't
the
know,
round.
it's basically what they use in
Oh, that.
movies to do fake blood.
Okay.
Right. So people get shot and then the blood comes out. It's all fake blood. So I'm gonna watch the Zapruder film with you, and I have it keyed up to the key moment here.
All right.
So here's the theory. So right here, he grabs his neck, and then boom,
Yeah.
something blows up. And look at Jackie. What is she doing? Why did he just get shot in the head and she's jumping on the back trunk of the car?
Yeah, I was always told she was trying to pick up
Skull
the
fragments.
part of his head to put back or
But
something.
could you actually see that happening? If your husband, your wife, I guess, got shot
It's
in
a,
the head, would
yeah,
you would you go? I just don't see that happening.
it is an odd thing to immediately do.
So the theory is
Mhm.
he knew they were going to kill him. Somebody tipped him off, and he was like, "I'm going to fake my own death." And so he leaned in and was like, "I'm going to do it now," which is this part where he's leaning in, talking to her, and he's grabbing his neck.
Uh-huh.
He's like, "I'm going to do it now," and she goes, "Okay," and he goes, "Bam!" Blows the thing up, not knowing people are recording, because he reacts kind of late. It blows up, then he blows his head back. I think, just speaking from experience, that typically it moves at the same time as the explosion comes out. But anyway, he thought that he knew they were going to assassinate him. So he faked his own death. He had a squib on his neck. He blew the squib. She saw the squib land on the tailgate of the trunk, and she went to get it so nobody would see it.
Oh.
And so she was like, shit, I got to grab that. So she jumps back there to grab it. See this guy jumping on the back? He went to get it too.
So they know?
And then it speeds off.
Hmm.
And then I'm just kind of like, huh. I don't know. I like that theory though.
Yeah. I like a new theory.
But Trump doesn't want to release it because if people could be affected, which means Kennedy could still be alive. Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's a fun theory. I have no idea. I mean, nobody really knows. But it eliminates the magic bullet. It eliminates the 2-shooter. It pins it all on Oswald. It's like, I don't know. I like it. It's one of my favorite theories.
Man.
Why did she jump on the trunk? It
is weird.
It's weird.
It is weird.
I wouldn't expect many people to know what it's like for someone next to you to get shot, but typically you go straight for them, not something on the trunk or something laying on the ground behind them. It's like, oh my God, you go straight to,
Right.
Just don't know, man. I like it. I like that theory a lot.
Man, I wonder how close of a circle he would have had to keep that all under wraps.
Well, I wonder if RFK Jr. does. Because he doesn't really talk about it a lot. He just kind of says, like, yeah, we should release it. But he knows they're never going to release it. It makes me want to research anything RFK Jr. has ever said about it.
Yeah.
It's crazy thought, right?
Yeah, man. Now I got my wheels churning up in my brain.
I know.
I think RFK is John F. Kennedy. I think he was frozen in time for a while, and they brought him back.
And that's why his throat's fucked up, because he was frozen, and it fucked his vocal cords up.
Yeah.
Do they look the same? To be honest with you, I don't even know what he looks like.
Who?
Ronald F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy?
Yeah, John, sorry. Let's see what he looks like. See if there's any possible way. Age when shot. Let's see. He was 46. When did RFK start getting into politics? Nope. Long time ago. They're not the same guy.
Never know.
Yeah. But yeah, found that I found it very fascinating. It's a cool, I like I don't believe them in them all, but
no, but they're fun
they're fun. They're good thought exercises.
Yeah, good thought exercises. Yeah.
Like the one I sent you the other day with Duncan Trussell. It's a good thought exercise.
Yeah. Yep. It is. Those are sometimes I gotta save them and go back and watch them again. Like sometimes it's just too much at one time. I'm like, I gotta think about this for a minute.
Yeah. But I don't know. But Firefly.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're supposed to call them Tom and Huck Distillers. So we asked him. So basically, Whiskey and Whitetails has always been, the whole point of this was what do you do after a hunt? You have like after hunt rituals, and it usually ends with a campfire, drinking alcohol, drinking whiskey, drinking bourbon. It's typically how it goes. So that was like the idea of the company. And so we've made that very publicly known for several years, and we've never had a distillery reach out to us and be like, would you guys like to do a hunt with us and hunt and drink whiskey, you know? And
Yeah.
golden opportunity. So they reached out and basically said, I don't even think they put it together that that's what we're all about.
Yeah.
I think they were just like, oh, we could take them on a hunt and they'll drink our whiskey. And we are like, yes, that's
Sure.
that's it. So we were invited to go out to McClellanville, which he told us that night is the cleanest air on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's right. You did. That was fascinating.
Yeah, did not know that. We went out there. I went out a little early, set up stuff, put corn out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then we were under the impression we were sleeping in a barn and going to freeze to death because it was going to be under 30 degrees that night.
Yeah.
And then we get there, and in his barn, he's like, yeah. And he opened the barn, and we go upstairs, and it's like a whole apartment, heating, air conditioning, bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it was pretty
TV too. We got to watch TV that night. But yeah, so we went out and hunted. I saw a doe and a fawn walk out right in front of me, and I got to watch them for a little while. And then I thought they were heading your way, but you never saw them, you said.
Yeah, I never saw them. A lot of birds and squirrels, and
a lot of squirrels.
Yeah, that guy that had accessed that road previously and was fishing was actually not very far from me.
Oh, okay.
So if he'd been there most of the day, I'd have been surprised if anything was going to come that way. But that being said, it was a beautiful sit and it was nice. It was cold, but it wasn't that bad.
No, it was nice. I had a great sit. I enjoyed it. It was just nice to be in the woods. You know?
100%.
Been cool to kill something, but that's not really what hunting is about. I mean, I guess that's the main goal, but
sure.
Everybody knows you go out and hunt a lot and you don't get anything. And neither of us really got to hunt much this year, so that was enjoyable.
Yeah, this is a bonus. These Christmas lights make me look like I got fucking liver problems.
Liver problems?
I look yellow.
Oh. I can't tell.
Yeah.
Look kind of orangish.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, the hat behind you is orange. You're fine. But then after that, we went and he had some of your people in town. I don't know that I'm allowed to say that word.
Just call them Cajuns. You can say that.
Cajuns.
Yeah.
It's some Cajuns in town. And the weekend before, I guess, what do you call it? Man weekend, where they just
it was either the weekend or a couple weekends before. Yeah, man weekend. Something like that, yeah. So
he froze the leftovers, and we had that sitting there on the stove, hot, ready when we got back. It was delicious.
Super nice, yeah.
And then we filmed some stuff. And so this episode comes out Monday. So I think Thursday I'm going to post the reel. So you'll be able to see the content from that on Thursday. And I got 6 minutes of footage, and I got to bring that down into 40-second reel.
That's going to be fun.
Yep. I'm actually looking forward to it. I like doing it. But it should sum up the weekend pretty nicely. And then once we put the cameras away, we were able to actually hang out with the guy that owns and runs Firefly Distillery, and we got to ask him a bunch of cool questions, which is just for us. We would like to have him on a podcast sometime, and maybe we'll ask the same questions. But if we hang out with you and do stuff, none of that gets repeated. For a lot of reasons, there's trust in there that you can explain entire stories to us that maybe you don't want to be public.
Sure,
but
of course.
Very cool, man. Got to learn about his family, got to learn about his just beliefs in general, like the way things are going in life, and a ton of fun.
Yeah, got to did that. Pick his brain a little bit about business and some things. It's just interesting getting insight from someone who has successfully grown a brand in the liquor industry, from just an idea to a very prominent player in the industry. So it was the amount of conversation we had, the amount of information he shared during the conversation, in terms of like business lessons. Hey, you couldn't put a price on that.
Yep, 100%. For those that aren't aware, I'm sure you've heard of their sweet tea vodka, sweet tea lemonade, but they're way more than that. They actually have a partnership with Sazerac, and Sazerac is part owner, and they financed a lot of their ventures. pretty big deal in Charleston. They always have been. They used to be next door to a winery on Johns Island. Now they have a location in North Charleston next to Holy City, where Holy City is. But they do a ton of events out there. If you've never been to a Firefly event, they have concerts. They're partnered with is it Live Nation, I think. They do a ton of stuff. And it was really cool to hang out with them and talk and as you said, just learn about the business and the things that they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we did it. I had a lot of fun. And we got invited back, which I don't know that most people probably don't get that.
Yeah, that was cool, man. It's always a good time when you find like-minded people who enjoy doing the same thing, and you can just hang out and spend some time together, share some ideas, share some jokes, some stories, some lies.
It was also 100%. It was also cool because like we work with a bunch of brands and stuff sometimes, and they have stipulations and things they want us to do and how they want us to do it, which is fine. We accommodate. You know, they send us free shit, so the least we can do is do what they want us to do. But we basically got there, and he was like, "Listen, I don't care." He's like, "You do what you do, and then we'll collaborate with you on it, and we're good to go." He's like, "If you don't want to put flavored, because they sell flavored, and they have whiskey bourbon, they have flavored whiskeys." He's like, if you don't want to, if you think that it's fake for you to put fake or flavored whiskey in your shit, don't include it. I don't think he said shit, but
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, to be honest with you, if I start posting a reel with blackberry whiskey, we're gonna get a lot of shit. So it's like, well, then don't do it. So you know, that was cool.
Yeah, it was really cool of him actually. Because it's certainly not an attitude a lot of places share. So
right,
much appreciated. The whiskeys were good too. I didn't try. Did you try any of the other ones other than the two that we had opened?
No, I just had the whiskey and the bourbon.
Yeah,
I had no problem drinking them. They didn't bother me at all. They were.
What were the names of them? Those if people can look out for them.
So we had their live. Let me pull up my video here. Footage that I've got. They make a bunch of stuff. So they've come out with a bunch of stuff over the years. But they've been known mainly for their vodkas and their moonshines. But as far as their whiskeys, they have. He brought the Ben and Steel, so we had a live, which I've got bottles of live down here. I actually have one with his signature on it. And then brought so their live is their straight bourbon whiskey. I think that's has to do with the amount of concerts they do there, and then their Ben and Steel is their just regular whiskey.
Yeah, and
we're not allowed to say where it comes from, but you know. And they distill it here again in South Carolina. They don't get involved with the mash tuns and all that stuff. So I guess they're technically a non-distilling producer, but they redistill again. They're a non-mashing producer. They do distill it again, pull some clear. But the reason that makes it pretty good is the fact that the weather in South Carolina is crazy. I mean, it was 28 degrees the other day, but typically it's hot as fuck here. Yeah, if you've ever been to Charleston, you'll be like, yeah,
crazy fluctuations throughout the year. It's driving a lot more people to experiment with whiskeys in this area, which has been good for the distillery scene for sure.
We've heard a bunch of times that this is the second Kentucky because of how much whiskey there really is here, and I see big name accounts that come down here to do picks.
Sure,
I mean, there's good stuff in South Carolina. There just is
100%.
I couldn't think of a place to go if we're leaving South Carolina and we're into bourbon than Kentucky, to be honest. So,
yeah,
that's where I'm going. But I'll still have ties here. I'll come back. I like everybody here. Yeah, I was trying to figure out the best way to say that. But they also have so that the Steel Feathers. They've got they have an espresso, which I want to get. I didn't know they had that. But the espresso I think would be cool to make espresso martinis with.
Yeah,
I prefer them with whiskey over vodka. And then every once in a while, they have the live barrels. If you get on their email list or follow them on social media, you'll be able to see when they do their releases, and those usually sell out pretty quick. Everyone I've gone to has been like, you know, there's 50 people in line when I get there 20 minutes early.
Nice.
But anything else you wanted to say about?
No, it was a good time, man. It was nice to get out in the woods. Like I said, it was nice to just relax and share some drinks and hang out around the fire. That giant kettle is cool as shit. That thing got so damn hot.
Dude,
I mean, that was
a great fire.
It was like 30 degrees, and we were having to stand at least 5 feet from that thing because it was so damn hot.
Yeah, eventually
Nice.
you were like, you want to go inside and get out of the cold? And that hadn't even been a thought to me. Didn't even
Yeah.
consider it. 'Cause
Yeah, no, it
was so
wasn't cold at
hot.
all. But the fire was starting to die, and I knew we were at a crossroads where we can keep piling wood on here all night.
Yeah.
But at some point we got to turn in. So it was like, well, now it's starting to get cold. So,
Yeah.
but no, nothing else to add. It was a good time. Look forward to a chance to go back and hang out with those guys.
Yeah. The yeah, I definitely hope that the actual invite comes through. I mean, he said we can come and he gave me the date and I put it in there, but I'm not going to be the guy that bothers him.
No,
I'll let him decide. But yeah, really cool. I hope that partnership lasts so we can maybe do that yearly.
that would be fun. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And if you're listening and you own a whiskey distillery and you want to do that, just check it out on Thursday. See the reel I made and
We're all about it.
see if you hate it or not. See if it's good. Public city. Yeah, we're all about it. And we can also, if you ever want to do like a veteran thing, we're supposed to have a guest tonight. But speaking of veterans, but if you want to get veterans involved, Gus and I know a fuck ton of them. More than you probably want hanging out at your house or your property.
Oh, sure.
And we'll pick them
Around your
kindly.
wife. No, I'm kidding. Just
especially around your wife. Yeah. Don't I'm kidding. That's 100%. Don't bring your wife to this. Nah, it is a joke. But yeah. Well, we could throw it to some stupid news to round out the evening.
let's do it.
So do you remember that wall art and it was just a banana taped to the wall?
Yeah, vaguely.
Okay, well I'm gonna find it real quick. It was called BTW, banana taped to the wall art. Somehow this was art. Because I think that we should probably start with that before I get into the stupid news. Do what?
I'm gonna start an art studio and tape fruit to a wall.
Dude, I don't know who this guy is, but so here, this was literally, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're listening, it is a banana that's yellow, has some blackening on it, and it's literally taped to a wall. That's it. It's got duct tape on it, taped to the wall. So it's sold for $6 million. And the guy that bought it opened it and ate it.
Hell yeah.
After he bought it, he just took it off the wall and he ate it.
He just fucking
ate it.
How do you recoup that money? You can't.
I don't know.
It's not valuable anymore.
It was 6.24 million. That's.
You probably could have turned around and resold it for more money.
I don't think so. I think he might have been the only person in the world that gave a fuck about a $6 million banana.
You'd be surprised.
I guess that's true.
Because there's always those people who want to be the person who paid the most for just the fucking banana because fuck it money, you know?
You know, if I could go back in time and give myself advice, it'd be like, go be a dumbass artist that just doesn't have any skills and just tape shit to the wall. Like, have you seen those art exhibits where they put the like a shoe? Like he takes a shoe off and sits it in the middle of an art exhibit, and then people are like, "Wow!"
People start walking around it and like just checking it out. Yeah,
no, like literally, it's my shoe.
Yeah, I just left my shoe here.
Left my shoe here. It's not anything serious. I don't understand why anybody cares. But yeah, it's insane, man. He fucking ate the banana. He paid $6 million for banana. And you know what he said? I don't know if it's he said it tastes where I don't know if it's in this article. He basically said it tasted good. That's what he said. Like he ate it and he was like, yeah, it's surprisingly a really delicious banana.
Jeez.
It's just so stupid. Speaking of stupid, Miller High Life has released their own cologne.
Hell yeah.
And it's selling out. It's $60 a bottle.
$60 a bottle. God damn.
This unique scent promises to invoke the bar counter, and it smells like cedarwood, the musky scent of those worn-in leather bar stools, the sea salt from the basket of fries and popcorn, and the crisp aroma when the bartender cracks open your champagne of beers. So basically he's saying it smells like the bleach bucket that was nasty they didn't change out the night before. That's It's the scent of my youth, one user commented, while another quipped, "Does it smell like shattered dreams?" But it's called Dive Bar Fume.
Dive bar fume. Wow.
Pretty interesting.
Love to meet the marketing team behind that.
I know. They were like, "Sir, this isn't going to do well." And then here we are talking about it. I almost want to go try and find it, but it's I tried to find it everywhere I've looked for it. It was already sold out.
Oh man.
But I think it's one of those things like your grandkids find. They're like, "Holy shit, Miller."
Holy shit, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Grandpa had the dive bar fume. Wow.
Oh, look at this. Okay. Yeah. So today's the last day, as we're recording it, is the last day to buy it.
Oh yeah, I see that.
I'm gonna have to look a little harder because I think $60 is worth a joke. I don't even wear cologne, but
no, me either.
Speaking of being fucked up, former deputy of the year, this is in Georgia, charged with DUI after trying to direct traffic that didn't exist. This motherfucker
fucking guy
went to an elementary school and started directing traffic when there was no one there. And when they came up and they were like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "None of your business." November 19th. Let's see what day that was. When was he direct? November 19th was a Tuesday. So, I mean, that is a school day. But yeah, he was standing in the middle of the road directing traffic. Then he got a DUI.
Well, I hope he got some help too. Sounds like he's got some problems.
He had an open can of a Mike's Hard Lemonade and an open can of Natural Light beer were allegedly found inside his police car. That's funny. He won Deputy of the Year, refused to take a breath test. You know, he's a cop.
He knows the rules.
Yeah. He knows if he does that, he's fucked. Yeah, and the article doesn't really say anything that happened to him. They're just like, yeah, this is what happened. I think it's funny.
He's a sheriff's deputy? Is that what that says?
Yeah, he's sheriff's deputy.
Yeah, that's some... I've learned that the sheriff's department is much more political because, and what I mean by that is it can be much more political in terms of good old boy system.
Yeah.
Because it is an elected position.
Yeah.
And that elected official, that sheriff, Republican or Democrat, can make their administration and their leadership, you know what I mean? So it can become, I guess what I'm saying is if the details are vague, it wouldn't be surprised if some things got swept under the rug.
It's probably intentional that nobody knows exactly what happened. I just love the fact that he was like shit faced and he was like, fuck.
I need to direct some traffic.
I need to make sure these elementary kids can get home. And he's just out there not during school hours, clearly, because it wouldn't have been weird during school. He would have gotten away with it if it was school hours, but
just showed up and fought some other cop. Is like, it's my turf.
Yeah. What are you doing here? Crossing guard. But speaking of, as you said, good old boy network, we got an Italian nun that was arrested for links being connected to a powerful mafia network. So there's none among 25 people arrested in Italy on suspicion of being part of a criminal gang with links to the country's most powerful mafia network. I don't know how to say that.
Holy shit.
Ndrangheta, N-D-R-A. I've never even seen N and D together. Ndrangheta. Anyway, the nun is alleged to have been the conduit between the gang and its associates in prisons. Prosecutors in Brescia, northern Italy, said on Thursday. A former counselor with Brothers of Italy, the party that led by the prime minister, and a former politician with the league, ruling seized by police and the dawn raids across several towns in Lombardy. Basically, she's being charged with receiving stolen goods, usury, tax crimes, money laundering, and in the case of this league politician, vote buying.
Wow.
So I'm guessing this isn't rare. I think they just don't catch them very often because they're in TV shows, you know, when it's like the nun can get into prisons and do stuff, but
right.
Pretty crazy, dude. It's pretty insane to find out that a nun, she has eyes like I do.
That's
weird blue eyes. Anna Donnelly, conduit between the gang and its associates in prison.
I wonder if she was
What a
passing
good,
just messages or passing off like shanks and drugs or what.
who knows, man?
Doing the Lord's work. That's what she's doing.
She's got compartments to hide things in that.
Yeesh. So
I mean, you know, it's not uncommon to have women drug mules for prison.
it's true.
It's insane to me that you makes you wonder if she became a nun to like actually because she believes in God, or if the mafia was like, listen,
It's the long game.
yeah,
Maybe that's what it is.
yeah, you're gonna have to do this dumb shit, but once you get caught or once you're done, we'll set you up for life. When they'd probably just kill her.
I wonder if it like I could see it, man. I just went somewhere real dark, but you had somebody who is against your organization. You got to take out his family because that's just how business has to be for whatever reason. But instead, you offer an ultimatum: you can survive, and we'll make sure you and your kids are taken care of forever.
Yeah.
But you have to leave immediately to a convent, become a nun, and do our bidding.
Yeah,
but I'm still gonna kill your husband.
Yep, it could be exactly that.
If that was me, I'd be like, start packing, babe.
That's a good
Get
theory.
out of here so no one sees this.
Yeah, that's a good theory. That might be exactly what she did. That to keep her husband safe, and got divorced and joined the nunnery. I'd love to look into her background some,
because then you don't get nuns getting hot feet and feeling all godly.
Mm-hmm. Yep, just proves that either the pure can be corrupted, or the corrupted can pretend to be pure. I guess
it's all a show, man.
Seems that way. Speaking of all a show, you're really good at segueing into things. If you're going bald and you're planning on having kids, just fucking go bald, because apparently babies can get werewolf syndrome if you take baldness medication.
Oh no!
So they have found out people taking baldness pills, their kids are being born with werewolf syndrome, and that's when a baby boy gradually developed hair growth on his back, legs, and thighs over the course of 2 months. Science goes to his father, who had been off work for a month looking after him, had been using a 5% minoxidil lotion on his scalp to treat baldness. But yeah, you got the baby boy growing 40-year-old back hair on his arms.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And gross.
It is pretty gross. So if you don't want your kid to look like a werewolf and you're trying to have kids, quit taking your balding medication. Which, by the way, I don't know that there's ever been a proven one, because I think if there was, there'd be ads all over TV. So
yeah, just wear a hat.
Yeah.
Fine. Get a Bic, wear a hat.
Do people get mad at you for wearing? Oh my God! I almost just left the studio trying to stop screen. Do people ever get mad at you for wearing a hat with a full head of hair?
People say it all the time. I do too. People do say it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't wear
it a lot.
I don't. Huh?
Oh, I hear it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wear my hat. Like I comb my hair for work most days. Not 50-50. If I'm going to be in a lot of meetings or with leadership, I'll put on a nice shirt. Like today, I had meetings all day. I just put this hat on before the meeting, but my hair was combed and I looked.
I like
somewhat,
that. I like that zip up. It's nice. It's a nice hoodie.
Thanks.
I like that sweater.
But like days where I don't have to be on camera and I don't have too many meetings, dude, I'm in here fucking hoodie and a hat on, and I'm not fucking trying to impress anybody.
Yeah.
I also like
every single day.
I think about buzzing my hair all the time again, and I'm thinking about just doing it and then just not cutting it for like 2 years, see how long it gets and how stupid it looks.
I think if I move to Kentucky and become like one of those people, this is fascinating. So I'll get back to that. When you think about becoming self-sustainable, having chickens and eggs and growing your own food and blah, blah, et cetera, then like, we've done this. Like, I don't use smell good shit in my laundry anymore. We use like borax or unscented stuff.
Right.
Toothpaste, I don't use fluoride toothpaste. I use fluoride mouthwash. Like, I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff. So the next thing was the beard balm. So I started making beard balm out of beef tallow, which cured all my skin issues, by the way.
Nice.
And it's like, what's next? I've pretty much done everything. The only thing that's left is this toxic clothing that we wear.
All this,
And I started thinking about, like, do I care that much? Probably not. But I made a joke the other day. I was like, I'm like this close to wearing linen clothing from now on. That's how close I am. I'm
Yeah.
not going to do it because it's insane. That's too much. But then I was like, what if I wore linen underwear and like wife beater material and I could protect my skin? And
Sure.
then I was like, Mormons wear that.
Oh
Mormons
yeah.
wear
Oh,
linen
no.
underwear.
Yeah.
Never thought about it. And I was like, I wonder. Turns out that's not the reason why. But
Too bad.
they were onto something. I got really excited. My conspiracy brain was like, they knew all along that the
whole fucking
plastics in
time.
their clothing was toxic
Yeah.
and it was killing us.
They
And
knew
we're
the whole
like, "Oh."
time. God damn it.
Yeah. You know how they are. They're like that.
Yeah.
You know,
I
they're
mean,
basically
you know,
preppers.
from the perspective of linen, like, yeah, like switching to like linen t-shirts and underwear and socks, and then just when you're home wearing it when you can, you know, having that on as much as possible as opposed
Reducing exposure.
to just reducing exposure probably make a big difference.
Yeah. I have ones in there that I bought in Mexico and I've never worn them. But fuck, they look comfortable. I might start wearing them around the house. That might just be my house clothes. I'll start
Yeah, there
wearing
you go.
the Mexican linen pants and shirt.
You got to walk around with this fucking Mexican like beach hat on though.
No, I don't. I used to have a full fucking sombrero and sold it for gas money when I was a kid.
Nice.
Just stupid. I also, my dad brought back a guitar from Saudi Arabia.
Uh-huh.
I had ties to someone there, not Saddam, but like somebody important.
Uh-huh.
And I also sold that for gas money. You can't trust your kids with shit, folks. Don't give your kids nice shit. They're gonna sell it for gas money or drugs. Mine was gas money because I just like driving. But
Sure. It's too bad.
Next one. This one's fun. This is actually the last one. Yep, this is the last one. Canada man jumps on polar bear to defend wife from attack. This guy is a fucking hero. I mean, could you imagine if your wife's being attacked? She was being mauled by a polar bear, and he jumped on it and fought it away. And so the bear ended up attacking him, causing serious but non-life-threatening injuries. So he sacrificed his arms and legs in order to save his wife. But a neighbor showed up and apparently shot the bear a bunch of times, and it ran off.
Man, it's too bad it had to be a polar bear, man. Those things are fucking endangered as it is.
I know, but what a scary animal.
Yeah, man, that's so two things that I think people, two animals whose size I think people truly don't understand just how big they are: polar bears and Siberian tigers. Do you know how big a Siberian tiger
They're
is?
massive
Like
animal.
900 fucking pounds.
Yeah.
It said they get up nose to tail up to 12 feet. That's fucking unbelievable.
If you've ever seen Jurassic Park and they pull out that raptor claw, that's what all 5 of their claws look like.
That's so fucking crazy.
They're scary fucking animals. And when they're talking about people disappearing because in that region, it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah,
yoink. That's a snack, man.
You're just done, and then they just hold you by the neck and drag you off into the woods somewhere and eat you, and then their cubs come out and finish you off.
We don't have tough skin to have to get through or anything. We're just
hell no
sacks of meat.
A house cat will eat you. Well, soft skin, so like shit like that, but and you can't blame them. And they're like, well, they're not loyal. Okay, give your dog long enough, they'll eat you too.
Probably.
Just cats are faster because they're opportunity eaters.
Just die for hunger and stupidity.
Yeah. They're not, neither your dog is not going to die from hunger. I promise you that. No. If you die, your dog is not going to lay there and so from hunger.
It will for a while, and then it's going to be like,
clearly he's not moving anymore. Does this hurt? Like, okay,
not going to use this.
Yeah, I'm going to take it then. Yeah, cats are just faster, which means they're smarter, to be honest.
Better survival instinct, maybe.
And put your hate comments in the chat below. I just said my cats are smarter than your dog. But yeah, polar bear, fascinating. We've talked about this on the podcast a bunch. Like the women that are like, I choose the bear.
Like, yeah, right.
Okay. I mean, I get the idea of it, but you don't know shit about bears. I mean, a black bear, sure, maybe. I would choose a black bear over prison.
A gummy bear.
But if you're like prison versus polar bear, I'm going to prison. 20 years in prison. No, maybe not 20. I'd probably pick the bear. 5 years. We'll do. How long does emotional distress last? Like how long before therapy like clears it up? Wounds heal wounds heal with time. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I would guess, in my own experience,
But that lady and that guy
8 years.
survived. You think only because that guy came out with a gun?
Yeah, because with the gun. Otherwise, that bear would have killed them both.
Yeah,
We'll call
probably
it 10 years. 10 years in prison, or go hang out with a polar bear
indefinitely
in the
die.
Arctic Circle.
Yeah, indefinitely die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
guess
gonna-
10 years isn't so bad.
10 years isn't a big deal. I'll get
I
out in
could
10
probably
years.
start therapy while I'm there. And just work
100%.
through it. We'll just
Yeah.
go.
Well,
We're
I
gonna
don't think
come
I
out
need
ready.
therapy in prison. I'd be the happiest guy in prison. Be like, well, it was this for a polar bear. And everybody would be
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, welcome here. Welcome to
It'd be a
town.
nice break. I wouldn't have to work. I could
Let me
still
get your
see my
bread pudding,
kids.
bitch. I'm like, don't call me bitch. I got to take my shoes off and we got to get fucking real in here. But that's the
Yeah,
favorite part about, huh?
I'd be I'd be the guy that's just like in super good behavior all the time. And unless like always handing out books and I'd know everybody.
Yeah. I think the real secret when they're like, when you get to prison, you just walk up and hit the biggest dude. I think the real secret is when you get to prison, you just punch a prison guard. Because everybody be like, what the fuck? Like, he's been here one day. Well, one, that gets you solitary. And you'll go crazy in there if you're in there long enough.
Sure.
But all you did was punch him. They'll eventually bring you back out. And then everybody will be like, clearly, there's something wrong with him. And then you just like shit yourself a few times. Just act like you're crazy. Nobody's going to fuck with you. And then you're just alone.
I could be alone.
I could be alone. I could be alone around people. I can't be alone in a cell by myself. You eventually start talking to yourself and go crazy.
Yeah.
But
do you think you could do that show alone where people are like there for like 90,
so I think about it a lot.
120
honestly.
days?
I think I could, as long as I could get food.
Yeah.
If I could get food. And also, the reason I would never apply is I don't think that's enough money.
Fair enough.
I mean, I just don't think it's enough. If it was like 10 million, ain't nobody beating me.
Yeah.
I'll be alone for half
sure.
a year. I mean, I went to Afghanistan for almost a year. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can, as long as you can get food.
Yeah.
And you know,
that's the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
And that's the one that like I've watched. Jessica and I and the kids have watched a bunch of those seasons, and I can tell you the ones who generally, not always, the ones that generally prevail, food and a good water source are pretty constant. They've got a pretty solid access to that. Maybe not all the time, but they're able to make do even with shitty shelter or something else. Like if they can get sustenance, makes a huge difference for sure.
What would you bring? I would do. Well, I'll let you go first. Well,
I don't know. Well, they have go ahead.
How many items would you bring? 5?
Yeah, let's go with 5. I don't know. 5. 5 sounds good.
I'd bring an e-tool first and foremost because I am going to dig out and build my shelter inside of a hole.
Sure.
And that's going to be the first and foremost thing. I'm going to eat like crazy. I'm going to get super fat, you know, leading up to it. So I know I've got probably like 10 days that I could not eat and be totally fine. And I'm going to spend those 10 days digging holes and building my shelter and making a good place of warmth, building a chimney, make sure it's not going to catch on fire.
Yeah.
And then once that's done, I'm going to need a bow and arrows.
Yep. I like that.
So I can kill shit. I can find a stone to sharpen the arrows on. I'm going to need a saw, a hand saw for cutting. So we got 3 things there. I'm going to pick the tarp. I know that's a controversial topic, but being dry is where your sanity comes from. So you build a roof, put the tarp over it.
I tell people this all the time. We're talking about like scouting outings and we're planning and looking at weather. And it's like, look, I don't mind being wet. I don't mind being cold. I don't mind being hungry and tired, but I cannot be any more than 2 of those things at one time. If I am all 3 of those things, someone's not having a good time.
Yep.
These kids are not going to
be warm and dry. If I'm hungry, I'll figure it out. Water, they put you right there. That water looks pretty clean to me. And 5 would be the ferro rod because I don't want. I know I could make fire, but I don't want to fuck with it. I want to just be able to go there and then.
I'm trying to think of some of the other.
I'm pretty sure I could survive on that. Well, I would learn how to nap, and and I would make stone tools. I would learn how to make. I would make my own axe. Like,
it's all that kind of stuff that people are like, well, I definitely would want to bring this. And I'm like, yeah, but you can make that when you get out there. Like, you don't.
I wouldn't bring a pocket knife. I wouldn't bring a hatchet. I wouldn't bring.
People are like, what's going to take? It would take so long to make a rope. You have fucking nothing else to do.
Yeah, I don't think so. And it burns no calories. You can literally sit inside your heated shelter and braid twine together. Learn some knots. Learn some braids. Learn how to nap. Nap stone tools. I mean, not sleep.
Yeah, and if you can learn some not orienteering, but damn it, what's the word? Oh god damn it. It's how to use lashings and shit to
Yeah,
make structures and stuff like that. Yeah.
that's what I
You
mean
know,
about the knots. Yeah,
yeah, all that stuff, man. This is you can make a fishing net out of stuff in the
yep.
woods. You can make a fishing line. You can make little
See, a ghillie
ropes.
net works well, and a lot of people choose a ghillie net, and I'm always like, or not a ghillie net. What are they called?
A
Is that
fishing
what it
net
is?
or a throw
Those nets where
cast net.
they lay it out from like bank to
Oh,
bank, and a gill
yeah.
net. I said gill net.
I Gill net, yeah.
I think that's a stupid fucking thing to bring because one, you can make one. Two, it's only going to work when it's not frozen, and all of these shows are
Yeah.
frozen. So
Yep.
I think that's
Of
stupid.
all the years they've done that, they had one year where they were all stationed around a cove. So they all kind of made base really close to the water.
Yeah,
And I know there's actually been several that way, but and this one in particular, I don't know why, but they were all in this one particular cove. And um fuck, I forgot what it was. Oh, all the participants had one of those out. And out of the
stupid.
5 or 7, only one of them was catching fish.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's a waste
And
of
even
time.
then it was and like they were all risking injury and
Yep,
falling in that cold ass lake trying to get
freezing
out
to
to it.
death.
I'm like, that is
If
just not fucking worth it.
if you show up there, fish, that's a mistake. Huge mistake.
Yeah.
Because you're only
Like
going
you
to be able
say,
to do it while it's warm.
give me a
And
bow
even then,
and
we've all been fishing before.
right. Give me a bow and an e-tool or like a hat like a machete or a good knife,
Yeah.
whatever. And I can make traps. I can catch rabbit, live rabbit all day.
Yeah.
Same with squirrels.
Squirrels. I'll eat squirrels. I mean, I think I can't. Yeah, I think that I've thought about it a lot. If I could have 6 things, I don't know how many you're allowed to bring, but if
I
6
can't
was the
remember.
number, I would bring a spool of metal um,
Tripwire.
wire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, wire.
to make trap, and I would have day one because
Fucking
I'll sleep
hundreds,
because
100 snares.
a fuck ton. I would just sit there and make snares the entire first day, and I would set them
Mhm.
out, and then I would start on my structure. I don't know.
Yep.
I
Nah,
so yeah,
smart.
I think I would do it if it was like enough money where you never have to work again. But
Yeah.
like, what is it right now? Like
I don't
alone,
remember. They've had a couple different seasons where they've done you know, they've upped it and changed
five
the
hundred
rules.
thousand is according to AI. Yeah, I'm not doing it for 500 grand. It's just not worth it because you're gonna lose your job. I mean, if it's 100 and some days, I mean, yeah, you're gonna lose your job, it's a strain on your family. 500 grand ain't worth it. It's just not.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no.
And I'm saying that as someone that makes nowhere near that. I mean, that would be life changing money, but it's just not worth. No, and then yeah, it's just not worth it unless you get a spinoff. Like if you're on there and you're just like, that's the other thing too. You go in there and make it, 60 days, and you're like funny
Right.
as fuck, and then somebody watches it and they're like, this guy would be
This
funny
guy
to follow
need
around.
this guy needs a show. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs his own show. Those are your two options. You win,
Right.
or you're entertaining enough that you get a TV show after, or you get both. I don't know. I do know I got to pee like crazy, so let's
Cool.
let's
Wrap
wrap
it up.
this bitch up.
Cool.
I assume we'll do another one before Christmas.
Yeah,
I
we
would
should.
like to.
We just got a little crazy last couple weeks with things and the
Yeah.
holidays. But yeah, let's definitely do another
And no
one.
one's complained, so as long as no one's complaining, we may start just doing every other week.
Yeah.
All right, you tell us. We do enjoy the feedback. And then we had a little message in Patreon. Well, we haven't recorded it yet, but we will have a little message in the beginning about Patreon. So hopefully you heard that. If not, just go back and listen to it. You should skip it anyway. It's usually good information.
Cool. All right. Thanks for joining, folks.
Bye.